DIY.
DIYers. Welcome in. Welcome in. I don't know what happened to my applause and why that just stopped in the middle of that. There we go. I need you to get the full 14-second applause because we here with Bruiser Wolf. I look forward to all my interviews, but I'm sitting down with somebody that's one of my favorite artists is out here, and I've been listening to Potluck on repeat. So this is a little bit different because I genuinely listen to this individual that's here. First and foremost, how you doing, sir?
Oh man, blessed, man. Blessed and blessed to be here, man. Appreciate for having me, man.
Come on. So for those who are unfamiliar, it seems like the chat is very familiar. They're already in here quoting you in the chat. Bruiser Wolf is a Detroit MC with a voice you'll never forget and stories you won't stop replaying. A standout member of Bruiser Brigade. He made his presence known with Dope Game Stupid, followed by My Story Got Stories, and now Potluck. Beyond the music, I think that Wolf has an inspiring story that I'm excited for y'all to hear about. With a delivery that blends wit, honesty, comedy, social commentary, and pure poetry. I think that Wolf's DIY path proves the best investment that you can make is to bet on yourself and win. Bruiser. Bruiser. Oh man. Come on, man. All right. That's how I would describe it if I had to explain that to somebody in an elevator who hadn't heard of you. How would you, in your own words, describe who Bruiser Wolf is?
Oh man, just the basic common citizen, man. That's really just now dealing and being accountable with all of flaws. You know, just a man for my kids, and just trying to live life righteous, man. Bruiser Wolf, man, strong. You know.
Yeah. Like I was telling you earlier, I said me and the audience was in here during the live stream listening to Potluck, and we just sitting here tripping off all of the first of all, the production choices, the way that you write around these topics that some of them we've heard a million times, but never quite delivered in this way, never quite written about in this way. We was in here breaking down lines. I'm sure that everybody in here could pick a separate line that was a favorite of their own. But before we get into the actual craft, I want to talk about the album. I want to talk about your writing process and so much more. Tell us a little bit about your origin story.
What you mean, like how I start?
Yeah, how'd you start? What does this all begin for you?
I've been loving rap since a baby, man. I used to sit in the living room. We supposed to be cleaning up, and my older brother Deuce was playing all kind of music from the box. That's a video show from Detroit. I was like 7, just rapping third bass, all kind of music. I didn't have like a favorite then, but just really, man, started from Detroit. I just started spitting. I always know I could spit and shit, but I would just start spitting my bro like, man, we need to start hitting some of these showcases. You kind of cold, bro. Like, so I hit the showcases, and then I started getting noticed and by one of the biggest DJs in the city, DJ BJ. Salute to DJ BJ, 3525. I start winning showcases with him, and I won the biggest showcase in Detroit. I was like, damn, I better take it serious. I'm working right now. I'm trying to provide for kids and shit. But I'm like, damn, I got a day job. I can't quit it. So I'm still getting noticed in the city, and then I start going to this Friday night cypher every Friday with DJ BJ on the biggest radio station. And just doing ciphers and going crazy. I took it serious, you know what I'm saying? Just like, damn, it was competitive. It reminded me of playing ball again. But I started going and did a song and got with Danny Brown, you know what I'm saying? I did a song with Fat Ray, and Danny loved it, you know what I'm saying? And shit, we've been on and popping since, you know what I'm saying?
Man.
Where it really come from.
So as I dug into my research, I didn't know you during this era, unfortunately, but at one point in time, you were known as Big Wolf. What was life like for you before many of us got to know you as Bruiser Wolf?
Shit, Big Wolf was really, really in a fucked up space. Just leaving football and not being good enough, trying to hustle in the streets, trying to provide, be a man for your kids. You know, I was just lost, bro. Like,
Right.
and I just really was rapping just to, you know, that was my fun shit, I guess, or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But Big Wolf, man, he didn't really know who the fuck he was, man. You know what I'm saying? Big Wolf wasn't tapped in. He didn't take rap serious. You know what I'm saying? But you know, I just was, man, really just grinding and not believing in this shit. You know, not having no faith in it. You know, and really just trying to make it. Big Wolf was trying to grind and get some money and shit. Wasn't
Yeah.
thinking about real life shit. You know what I'm saying? Life is bigger than money. You know. But yeah,
Yeah.
that's what Big Wolf was on. Bullshit.
It's relatable because you know, as an artist myself, you know, I know how many twists and turns come along with this career choice. Just choosing this alone, forget about personal life, just choosing this alone is gonna come with all of its twists and turns. But you know, I think was something that gravitated me towards you. If you don't mind, real quick story. I was working on a project with a producer named Iman Amari, and he was telling me, he was like, Curtis, man, when you're rapping, you too much on the steering wheel. He was like, I need you to sit back a little bit. I need you to. And then he referenced a few songs by you as the prime examples of somebody that had the utmost confidence and didn't have to overdo it to make an impact on the audience. All I know is the first thing that stood out to me was your voice. And you being from Detroit, I didn't know until I did my research. I was like, of course he's from Detroit. He either from Detroit or he from the Bay Area, right? That's my brain. And I say that because I see it. It's funny you said that. I'm about to say I see Detroit as a creative cousin to the Bay Area when it comes to rap. You know, they're both gold mines of colorful and raw individuality. What kind of energy did growing up in Detroit give you that you think still lives in your music today?
Shit, man. It's that bop, it's that flash shit, you know. But you know, Detroit music has always had its different waves and shit, you know. And I believe I'm a part of it, but I believe it's a little different as well. But you know, the Detroit lifestyle, bro, like it's above petty, you know. It's just beautiful women. It's about, man, being that guy, getting that money, you know, being successful. Detroit is a bad motherfucking is Tetris is grimy, you know.
Yeah.
And it's just really, when it came down to it, Detroit was just built off respect, you know what I'm saying? You get respect, you know, you get respect, you get respect. And that's what that shit come from though. That the reflection of my music to Detroit is just some fly shit, just some being above petty and different, you know? That's what it is.
Unapologetic too. Yeah, that's something that I find myself gravitating towards. It's the same reason that I love artists and music from the Bay Area. It's the same reason I love producers and artists from Detroit, because it's almost like I'm gonna do me. I'm gonna do me, and it's almost like this is a thing that's been already going on. It's just you got to play catch up. I'm not trying to impress you. You can come here and enjoy it, but I got more than enough people that love what's going on. A few interviews that I've seen you do, you talked about your family's music taste from like Sade, Snoop, and the Stylistics. How do you think that also shapes your ear as a rapper?
Man, I never fucking thought all them nights we getting rushed to bed. My daddy listening to fucking Sunday Night Segway and shit and playing the Stylistics, and we might be getting our ass whooped to it if we all go to sleep. But the Stylistics, man, Russell Thompson Jr., man, is so big on my music more than fucking rap, you know. And I'm like, maybe because it was just brainwashed into me. But when I listen to the music now, it's so timeless. The shit he was saying, his voice, you know, that falsetto, man, there's nobody really ever really was able to do that type of shit, you know. And he's older right now. He still can come through, you know. Sade, man, was special. My mom, you know, people don't know I had a relationship with my mom. I love my mom, my beautiful person. And she loved Sade. And on her deathbed, she had a stroke. She couldn't even talk, bro. She couldn't talk. and my brother played Sade and she sung it. I'm like, that let you know how powerful music is. And I ain't trying to get all deep. I'm just saying, you know, these the people that move the music, that move me. You know, you say Sade and shit, you say Stylistics, you know. And of course, rap. I do have my favorite rappers, you know, that influenced me. My favorite rapper of all time is Snoop Dogg, you know. And that comes from my daddy. He playing motherfucker ain't nothing but a G thing 1,000 times in the car.
Right.
Run it back. Run that 1, 2, 3, 4. My daddy, you know, pulling up. We in middle school and shit, you know. But Snoop, you know, that's big. The way even Snoop even carry himself. Yeah, you know, there's people from the D, you know, man, don't forget Snoop too short, you know what I'm saying? Too short, man. We used to let my daddy be laughing listening to Too Short, because my daddy was raising us, bro, you know, and my mama wasn't there, so he was kind of a little bitter to women, you know what I'm saying? So when he hears Short, he like, yeah, bitch.
I'm on that. Right.
So we talk about culture, we talk about how music was related to you, so. And that's what I love about my pen, you know. I'm the regular, bro. You can, you know, I have my experience in understanding women, and they was confused, and and to me, loving my woman, you know what I'm saying? So it's beautiful. That's what we was talking about before, to rap about maturity type of shit, you know what I'm saying? But you got to get there to get it, you know what I'm saying? You got to get to be at my age to understand shit. So.
I appreciate your humility, but I'm gonna always give my guests their roses. Ain't nothing regular about anything that we hear coming out these speakers when you got your name attached to it. Ain't nothing regular about what we hear. we appreciate it. I know it's folks in here. Look, they already going in. They still got. Where's the last quote I just saw? Shout out to my guy. What'd he say? Dr. Umar's burner said, "Cocaine seats, Pearl Jam, Father in White. I'm a girl dad."
I'm a girl dad.
Ain't nothing regular about that. What are we talking about? But I get
what you said. They hear me. Damn. They went back in the catalog for me.
Come on.
I respect it.
Man. Well, I mean, you opened up, you know, about your pops, man. My condolences. You opened up about your parents and the impact on your life, specifically pops. What did you carry from your dad's values into your music and into fatherhood?
Oh, nigga, you ain't gonna make me crown this motherfucking interview.
I ain't trying to. I'm not trying to. I'm just want to. The thing is, I want to get to know the human being, because I got a hella questions about your creative process. But these are the questions I genuinely have as I'm listening to your music, because I'm seeing beyond the punchlines that people come to me with. Like, yeah, it is a comedic value, but I love the fact that I told my audience the other day, I said, he sound like somebody who's not laughing at the joke. He sound like somebody very, very.
You know what, bro? I think that come, not to cut you off, it come with shit being serious, man. You know, and you speaking on my father, like, we talking about my dad. My dad was one of the funniest motherfuckers and didn't know it. He didn't know he was funny, bro. Like, he was serious than a motherfucker. Like, my friends teased me. I was having a problem with a female. I was in college and shit. She was on some sucker stroke and shit, whatever. Me and her was beefed out, you know, and the police or somebody called or something. My daddy called and left a message. Wolf, I know you ain't down there and you didn't have no sucker stroke, dog. Man, do you know them niggas didn't let me live that down, nigga? Every time they see me, I can go to homecoming for the parking lot today. Wolf, you ain't had no sucker strokes, have you, dog? I'm like, bro, oh my God. Like, my daddy was so funny. My daddy would play Mariah Carey on a road trip, dog, to come see me perform or whatever. 5 hours to make the people in the car play that shit back and back. He didn't give a fuck who they were. Run it back. Oh my God, my daddy crazy motherfucker. But he was funny, not knowing, but to get off of that. But I think because of my witty lines, bro. And I'm really serious. I'm not trying. This is not comedic rap. I'm not trying to really be funny, but my fans, I love them so much. When I drop and I hear what their response is, it make me look at it too, and I'm like, damn, I am. If it's metaphoric, it could be meaning more than 3 to 4 things, whatever, you know. So it makes me think like, damn, they made me a better writer because I don't have to be all serious. I can have some humor and light to this shit. It's funny that we here now. You know, we went through all of this shit and we here. You know, and it could be funny, it could be real, it could be serious, but if we kicking it, I can't sit here and be serious with you the whole fucking time. You know, you know what I mean. You know, and and they bless my fan with that. My fan, I love my fans. I have the best fans in the world. Whoever listens to me is so organic.
Yeah,
I love them all, and I don't give a fuck what nobody say.
come on. I feel like there's stages that a lot of your listeners may go through. I'm one of these, in which it's almost like I heard Evidence call it the vitamin and the brownie. And that the brownie is what most people want. They hear something, they hear these punchlines, they hear the production, they hear the delivery, and they're like, all right, you got me hooked. But then the vitamin is when you start to see some of the stories that you're telling. The vitamins is the game that you're giving, especially to the younger heads, the game that you're giving in the process. I think there's so many layers to it that you almost present it like a new movie. It's like a trailer. The trailer's not always going to be the meat and potatoes of what you get in the movie because you got to go see the movie. So
true that.
It's many layers to it, but I wanted to ask you specifically about that, about your voice. You know, I found in my own experience that animated rap voices in hip hop, whether it be like the E40s, the Sugar Frees, Danny Browns, those are my particular favorites, right? I love the fact that you're getting the full scope of emotion and it doesn't feel detached. But sometimes listeners are too quick to write them off as lyricists.
Right.
Were you ever nervous about people not taking that tone seriously in combination with your stories?
Yeah, I still do sometimes, but I'm learning that we're in entertainment, man. This is entertainment, and it's a billion people want to rap. It's a billion people got art. This is me. I'm not the same, you know. Back in the day, if we can create this beautiful thing we do call music, and we talk about different genres of music. We was just talking about falsettos. You know, when you say Danny Brown, E40, Sugar Free, you know, CeeLo Green, even Sade Baby, you know, you think of falsettos like, and that's what we bring, you know. So I love being that different. I love being that part. I love it. You know what I'm saying? So I can't take nothing from it, man. It's just a blessing, bro. Like,
I'm glad that you discovered this voice. Please correct me if I'm wrong, because sometimes my research can fail me. You said your rap voice came from a sore throat in a random studio session. Is that true?
Yeah, that was the brainstorming of it. Motherfucker was rushing me to get my block done. I had to come get the block done. I was bullshitting. Big Wolf was bullshitting. And had a strip throat kind of like, and I couldn't really do, like I used to have a slow drive voice. Like, you know, people used to say I ran like Jadakiss, sound like Jadakiss or Benny Siegel, like, and I went to the studio and I was fucked up. Like, but it gave me, it was a certain pitch when I couldn't get. So I was, you know, I listened to the shit and it sounded kind of good. Then it brainstormed to my music, Stylistics, you know, Blue Magic, Philip Bailey from Earth, Wind and Fire. Like, damn, what if, cause I'm fucking old. What are we doing here rapping? What are we fucking doing? You know what I'm saying? We rapping and I'm sounding like this and I hope somebody like me. I'm trying to be the realest street nigga. Yeah.
Right.
Trapping, you know. No meaning to it, you know, but I said, damn, that sounds kind of unique. Then I started doing this shit and it was just, I hated when I first started doing it because I was everywhere with it. Ha! God bless you. Just every fucking where with the falsetto.
Right. How much I would pay to hear a timeline of when you were experimenting, not the projects where everything is already mixed. I would love to hear like the many voices you went through before you landed on this one, because I can't even imagine.
All I have in this world is my bars. I had that one, you know what I'm saying? I had some shit. I had some shit. Well, I say, man, I had some shit, man. It's just, dog, it's so polished now because of, and that's what I'm gonna tell people too that rap, man. It's about repetition, man. It's just like anything you do, bro. Like, I don't do shit but practice. I gave up everything else in fucking life and I'm gonna devote it to my fans and do music. And I'm gonna wake up in the morning and do a 45-minute set to myself. I'm gonna go to before I go to sleep. I'm gonna do a 45-minute set. You know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna practice over rhymes I'm writing. You know, I'm just going. This life is rap right now. You know what I'm saying? And that's what it is.
I promise you, that gives me goosebumps to hear you talk about that, because this whole week I've been dedicating to trying to figure out what I got to cut out of my life so that I could really find whatever this balance it is I'm trying to achieve between creating content for this channel, but also getting better at my music as a producer and as an artist. And so I was like, something got to go. And the decision I came to, I was like, I think my social life got to go to a certain degree, and I'm all right with that because I don't need my wife find another husband, and my son definitely got only one pops in his world. If you don't mind me asking, how do you balance the responsibilities of a dad and a full-time artist?
Man, right now, and I'm gonna answer this question, but I'm just saying, bro, like I really had to tap in my spirit and pray about it. I hear what you're going through. I know what you're saying. I know what's on the line. We can't think about money, none of that shit. We gotta pray for what we want. Thank God for it every day after that. But me, it seemed like I'm careless, and I'm like, man, I still go. Like I told you, I made my daughters call off school today because I didn't want to fuck up my Kurt King interview. You know, I'm studying finals. You know what I'm saying? They know how big this shit is. You know what I'm saying?
Can't put that on me. Can't put that on me. Don't put that on me.
Yeah, it's on you today. I'm gonna send the whole excuse in to Advanced Technology today and shit. 2:50. Because I was supposed to pick them up at 3. I was supposed to pick them up at 3:15 Detroit time. You know, but we gonna rock out with Kurt today. But you know, I just enjoy trying to enjoy. And they respect my craft, you know. So I try to enjoy being a father and doing everything I'm supposed to do, from grocery shopping to picking the lady up from work to picking my kids up from school, helping them with homework. I love doing all that shit. But hold on, I got a 45-minute set to practice in a minute.
Yeah,
I'm gonna get back with you. You know what I'm saying? It's like I'm a grown ass kid, and I'm so thankful for my kids. I'm able to do what I love the most. You know, it used to be football and coaching and shit. I was rapping, and they respect me. You know, they don't. You know, because it was a motherfucker trying to make it, Curtis, and be a rapper in your late 30s, and your kids' family, your kids' friends come up. What do you do for a living? I'm a rapper. And shit.
That's a hard conversation. Yeah,
I rap. You know, I'm trying to make it in rap. That's a motherfucker, dog.
I lied at a job
interview. I want my babies to look up to me. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah,
that's what get me through, bro. Being able to achieve and do better, and they get to see it. Their friends say, "Damn, your daddy went viral. What the fuck? He went crazy on the radar." You know, that's your daddy. Yeah, that's her daddy. Yeah, that's me, nigga. You know,
it's me. It's me.
So I'm enjoying the whole moment. I'm enjoying being a dad right now with them. I'm enjoying being able to teach them that you never give up on shit. Man, I got so much power right now, you know, and I'm gonna keep going. I love it. I'm so thankful, man. I'm so blessed, bro. It's so much, but that's how I make it happen, bro. I love doing it. I don't care what comes with it, because I went through the struggle. They was with me when we was fucked up. We was struggling. You nigga talking about he want to rap. Hey, man, I want them new dunks, nigga. What you doing? You know what I'm saying?
How we gonna get
you? Yeah, got you. And I wasn't gonna get it, middleman in pounds. So I just do it. When my father passed, bro, I learned that time is money, you know, and the time you put in with your family mean more than money, you know.
Hold on, I gotta do one of these. Somebody gonna have to tell the truth. Gotta do one of those. Yeah,
for real, man. It's everything to me, that time. So don't worry about it, bro. You pray on it, and the shit you doing, man. Look where you at, my guy. You know what I'm saying? I know your kids love you, dog. I know your wife love you. Look what you're doing. You somebody, my guy. So just keep doing it, man, and enjoy it. Fuck the norm and what it put. The babies know you ain't sacrificed. They know daddy love them. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I'm on, you know?
Man, you know, and I'm glad that you're speaking life into a lot of artists, because a lot of them are near my age. You know, like I said, I'm 40, and a lot of artists do come to me for perspiration and encouragement, because I'm a big supporter of, as long as responsibilities is taken care of, like long as you're doing what you got to do. And I definitely want to talk about the landscape and history and the football, but as long as you take your responsibilities, I think there's an added benefit to the young ones seeing you still pursuing something, because it's like, how you gonna tell them to pursue something if you just give up on it because you couldn't figure it out. So I do think that it's dope that you speak in life. I got a question specifically about that too. Ageism is a big issue when it comes to the way people talk about rappers in their 30s, in their 40s. I know it firsthand. What advice would you give to other rappers that are here right now in your age range about how to find success at this stage of life?
Oh man, it could be tricky, bro. It can make you say, fuck this shit. It's like, there's a lot of faith going to this shit, but don't think that you ain't litter than nobody else, because what I was telling you earlier, to live to get to our age, you have so much more to talk about. I ain't trying to go against say anything against my young niggas or none of that. I'm just saying that they only got so much information. They only seen so much. You know what I'm saying? And they haven't got through it. And it'd be a blessing for all these young dudes we got right now and the shit we live as a culture and the people that don't have it to make it to where we from. And they were saying this shit back when we was coming up in the mid 80s, late 80s. Damn, man, y'all lucky if y'all fucking you gonna die or go to jail, or the stereotypical shit. And I'm just saying, we should, as an older artist, you should have more shit to talk about, than somebody young. You know what I'm saying? We just talking about being lit or whatever. It's life and shit. So that's my thing. That's the advice I would give people, because people are like, what the fuck you gonna rap about? Nobody gonna believe it. Nobody gonna listen to old ass nigga. I don't know how you gonna get them to listen to you, but only thing I learned this from my auntie. She say, man, if you just be yourself, shit, it'll work out.
Not once. I want to say to give you your props. Not once have I listened to this and ever thought that it was out of place for what stage of life that you're at, in terms of me as a viewer, right? As a listener, I don't know the details of things. But as I'm listening to it, it doesn't feel performative. It feels reflective. It feels introspective. It feels like this is how I would expect a voice to sound like, instead of trying to sound like the younger heads. This is how I would expect a voice to gracefully get to a stage where it's like, here's the thing. I told you off the camera, I said, here's the things that I've seen about life. I got some game I can give you, or you cannot listen. It don't bother me none, because I know where I'm at. I know who I am. I love that part of your music, man, because you wrap us into your stories. You once said, we can't just relate to celebrations, we relate through sorrow. How do you find courage to share those personal stories in your art?
Man, really, I'm just an artist that, like people always say, oh, you gotta, what's a real nigga? What's the real nigga? The nigga that's in the streets all day, whatever. I don't get it. But I just wanted to be the real one, to live life real and just be 100 with everything. And I believe the only way to be 100 is sometimes you have to be vulnerable. If you're not vulnerable, how real is it? Mama was a dolphin, that shit. I can't perform the song without crying, shit, because it's the way I recorded it. Waiting in the lobby, having to tell my son how weird my relationship is with his mom. Gotta be vulnerable, bro.
Yeah.
To be real, not to say you gotta tell everybody your motherfucking business, but everybody's so sacred and everybody's so motherfucking perfect. Ain't nobody late on no bills.
Right. I see what you're getting at. Yeah.
Ain't nobody really. It's just about being real on that. I ain't saying nobody, because if somebody could have, I ain't heard it, but I'm just saying, bro. Like, you gotta be you gotta have something of yourself that's real to reflect on people to even buy into you forever. Like they gonna listen to me forever because everything is real. I'm saying it just,
Yeah.
you know, it's like that. You know what I'm saying? But it ain't just that. It's that I'm having fun with words as well. You know, as I go, I learn to get better with words. You know, I'm really tapped in. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and I'm seeing that timing is meeting the dedication that you put behind this craft. And I'm looking at the time period we're in right now. I think there's been a lot of shifts in music and the things that listeners are expecting from their artists. And I just feel like you are you perfectly aligned right now. And when I listen to Potluck for the 40th time, I know it only been out for a few, but for the 40th time, I'm listening to it and I'm like, this is the time period that music like this will thrive. And I'm gonna put everything I can behind it to make sure that I can amplify within my own audience what's going on. Potluck. Can we talk about Potluck?
Let's talk about it, man. Let's talk about it. Potluck, boy. Shout out, man. Shout out to my motherfucking manager, Andrew, motherfucking barber.
Yeah.
Man, shout out to my man, A-Watt, man. We really was just putting this shit together, the real talk. And you have nothing to do with it. Shout out to Steve. He want to shout out to Stevie, man. We have a super cool Detroit, man, right now. Y'all come holler at us, man. But, you know, making Potluck, bro, like, I don't know how to explain. If you ain't an artist, you probably wouldn't understand, or a producer, you probably wouldn't understand. But your goal is to blow up and do whatever. So this time around, we want to hit. You know, Danny always told me, you know, we need to fuck with, you know, different, you know, producers so people know your ceiling and shit or whatever. You know, we always always gonna be there to do shit. You know what I'm saying? We always, you know, we got the Rafi sound. So, you know, this shit always happen weird, bro. So I'm starting to work with Harry Fraud. You know, Nick Craven coming to town to work with Bodie. He squeezed me in. I'm working with Nick Craven. Knowledge, that's my man's from He Made Mama Was a Dolphin, you know.
Yeah.
He is my dog. You know, he don't fuck with everybody. So I'm privileged to even be able to get a phone call or a text. And he want me to win, you know. So I was fucking with something with him, but he's so busy winning Grammys and shit, you know. You know,
shout out to him,
shout out to Emily Pack, shout out to Knowledge, man. Shout out to Bruno Mars, all that, man. But then you got Sango, you know. Sango just a real genuine good guy that reach out through music through the internet. And he tight with my man Sheefy McFly. Shout out to Sheefy McFly. That's my brother, you know. Me and him was working on a project as well. He's one of the biggest artists, painters in Detroit, you know. So it came together like that. So Sango reached out to that. You got Squatter B, he Bruiser, you know, he here, he working, it's my guy, you know what I'm saying? Greg Zola, we did Dope Boy together, you know, me and him make magic. But, you know, I was really working with Craven, Knowledge, and Harry Fraud, you know what I'm saying, and Sheefy McFly. And I'm like, I don't know when motherfuckers gonna drop. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what y'all, I got y'all shit, I got work with all y'all. We work it, you know?
Yeah.
But I don't know when they gonna drop. They got, you know, shit they doing with other people or whatever. So Andrew, my ace boom, he like, shit, man, we can't be sitting around. Let's just drop something. Let's put something together.
It's some of us, I don't care who dropping. If it's Bruiser Wolf drop time, it's Bruiser Wolf drop time. That day is Bruiser Wolf day. That's how I felt about that. That's why I told him, I said, I don't even feel good today. We listening to this full project before I leave and go sleep. Like, we gonna listen to this because can we talk about specifically on the production? I told the homie this the other day. I said, when the first few seconds of a beat come on and it's a soul sample with minimal drums, I said Bruiser Wolf is like LeBron chasing somebody for that block on the other side of the court. You just know what's about to happen. You just watching it as he's closing the gap. You're like, oh, he's not gonna get that. They go get him.
Down 3-1, like LeBron, down 3-1.
Exactly. I compare it to that. So when I heard, you know, I want to talk about some of the lines, of course, from my favorite Air Fryer. But before we get to that, production wise, you already mentioned a lot of the heavy hitters you had on there. What were you looking for sound wise, specifically for Potluck when it came to the production?
Man, honestly, bro, I really wasn't looking for something. I really like it. When we say potluck, that's exactly what the fuck we mean. It's what they bring into the table, you know. You might want to say Harry brought the meat and potatoes. Motherfucking Craven brought the sides. You know,
Right.
Sheevy McFly brought the alcohol. You know, I'm just saying, like, I didn't go that in depth. You know what I'm saying? I know this what I did know. Every producer that I worked with, when I did work with them, I was trying to murder shit. You know, every song I wanted to be great. That's all I got. You know what I'm saying? And they believe in me. I fuck with every producer because it ain't about money. It ain't about nothing. They chose to work with me. They wanted to work with me. They big. So every time I got in the studio, I was trying to make them proud. And also, you know, the Danny Brown too. I gotta make Dog happy. Dog wanted me like this. Dog set this up for me to be like this. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to him. You know what I mean? So that's just what it was, bro. You know, I knew whatever the fuck we came with because I was killing shit. They hope all of them motherfucking albums crazy that we worked. Craven shit crazy, Harry shit crazy, Sheefy shit crazy. That come out top of the August. Y'all be ready for that shit?
Yeah.
Like it's all crazy because it was all on the line. Like I didn't want to waste one line. I want everything to mean something. Every word, every bar. I know what my people want, you know. I know the dope they want. And that's what Potluck was. They really enjoyed it. We brought together a hell of a feast. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, you did. Yes, you did. I'm like I was listening today. It wasn't even the Potluck, but I had you on shuffle. He said, I see you like a tux, nigga. What? Like it's when you like I stopped the music. I was in line waiting. I was in line about to get something to eat. And I just stopped and I said, did he say that? Like, am I reading that right? Is it something? Because I'm like, am I missing something? He said that. He said that. Look, my favorite song on Potluck, like many other people out here, is Air Fryer. What y'all did with that to me, that is when they show highlights, like they show highlights of a LeBron, there's some highlights of Bruiser Wolf in his element. You got lines like, I can't operate with niggas that ovulate. We stopped for about 30 seconds after that one. That's the first line. Homes get fractured when you catch your big break.
Yeah, dude.
Slow it down. I'm well versed like a classic mixtape. Orange scrub make nurses look like inmates. How does that follow one? Okay, one more time. One more. This is the one I keep going back to. Shoot from the hip, same release as Angel Reese. I sparked the deuce, call me Cameron Brink. Or Cameron Brink. How in the hell?
Used to wash my clothes in the sink. When air drying.
Can you explain to me, as somebody who understands the craft? I write, I produce. I understand this to a very deep level, but I still look at it in amazement at what you do with your craft. How in the hell do lines like this come to you while crafting these songs?
You remember, I tell you, I jot all day. I love sports. Women, I've been obsessed with women basketball since, rest in peace, Kobe Bryant died in the plane taking his daughter to play basketball. I've been just like, let me tap into I used to be like, I want to see niggas dunk and go between the legs. Right. Now I want to see women play basketball. I want to see their physicality. I'm just into it. And I really believe Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese really brought a spark to shit. And I've been watching this. I've been finding I'm into sports. So I seen Deuce, you know what I'm saying, from the Sparks. You know what I'm saying? And I just put it all together, and it was sitting around for a while. And then the more I watch shit, the more I watch highlights, the more my son could bring me some shit about, look at this girl, man. And basketball, he loved basketball. So you know, and then I'm watching that. Like, it just be, man, I tell you, I don't do nothing but think of punchlines all day. I call my people. I'm like, man, you think this punchline stupid? You know, I call my nigga, why? You tell me like, no, that shit's fire. You know what I'm saying? But I'm really in depth to that shit. That's where that shit coming from, bro.
Do you write, or do you kind of like write inside your head? Like, do you physically write, or do you kind of punch? What approach are you taking when you making the music?
If I'm going. If the beat taking me, I'm writing the whole shit. But really, it's just jotting down punchlines all day, every day. I might be in the same shit. I might be talking about women all day. I'm like, damn, I done made 30 punchlines about a woman. Let me stop this shit.
Let me stop this.
Get back to the streets, nigga. You know, but I just, whatever I'm focused on, it just keep coming. Like it just be like that. And that's how I go with this shit, bro. Just punchlines, and then sometimes, like that beat you sent me, I wrote like 16s to them. You know what I'm saying?
That's their first time hearing about this. That's their first time hearing about it. Y'all heard that real quick? Somebody gonna have to tell the truth, and I'm gonna tell it. Tight shit. Hold on.
I'm telling y'all, girl, that's shit. That shit almost made motherfucking Potluck. I'll tell you.
Gee, look. It's certain folks, like you said, it's certain folks that you work with because of maybe, just because of the mutual respect you have for the craft and what they do. It's certain folks that you want to genuinely work with and say, man, if I had Bruiser Wolf off one of my beats, more than one, okay, another one. Look, that's all you got to tell me. So we gonna for sure work on some more stuff. I hadn't heard back from you, so I was like, oh man, what if I know I'm up against the alchemists and the Harry Frauds of the world, who are the best of the best out here. So I'm like, I don't know, but then you told me that, I was like, that's good to hear. One more question about Potluck, man. What's something that you're noticing so far that your fans have been overlooking about Potluck that means the most to you as an artist on this project?
Man, I love these people. Man, they are in tune to every line. Hey, I'm like, man, when I'm writing this shit and putting it together, I'm like, I hope I ain't doing too much or it's going over here. There's still a lot of shit people ain't said, but I'm telling you, between me and Andrew, we on Twitter, we looking like, damn, they fucking reciting every fucking line from every song. Usually, when you stream shit or whatever, you get down to the last fucking track. Ain't nobody talking about the last track, or they talk a little bit about it. No, man, he was tapped in. Everything they said, they get it. They get it. That's the part that means the most to me, bro. That make me so much more. It's so much more easier to continue and be me because I know what they like. They mean a whole bunch, man. The fans mean so much to what the fuck I do, bro. You know what I'm saying? People don't know that I pay attention. It's just like if I'm an athlete and I go the next day to look at the motherfucking shit. Hold on. My bad, bro.
You good.
But if I go back to the
it wouldn't be an interview if the technology didn't step in. Ladies and gentlemen, technology officially stepped in right now. Go ahead and acknowledge the technical difficulties. It's never on the guest. I feel like this is just something that I bring to this situation. So no, you good. You should be good.
But no, like I didn't mean to cut you off like that. The fucking technical difficulties. I'm an OG over here, y'all know. I'm struggling with this shit.
No, I don't put that on you. That's every interview that I do is gonna be at least one, even if it's for 2 seconds. It's gonna be some tech. So I say I just welcome them in. I say welcome in tech difficulties. They had to make an appearance. But go ahead. I'm sorry.
But no, what I was saying, like I play ball and I go back and look at the sport pages or go look at ESPN. I hear what they saying or what they saying. It means so much to me. That's the joy of this shit. And I learn, my fans, like I said, some people don't think it's funny. Some people do think it's funny. So it ain't nothing wrong with me enlightening on being funny for some people that love this shit. And I'm going to keep going. You know what I'm saying? So that's all. That's just the way I look at that as far as the fans and shit. Tapping in like that. That shit is the best part. It feels so good, bro. I ain't going to lie.
I should say I can't imagine. I know what that feeling is as an artist to when people got it. Because when you in that moment, it's just you in the studio with maybe the engineer, just you in the beat, or you in a producer, whatever it is. That's one thing that feels so good. It's like, did y'all see? Okay, you caught the first line of that. Did you catch the extra layer? Because when folks who go the extra mile for it, it means something to the artist. It means something to us. So you and I first made, we first connected over social media because there was a video that I shared. Shout out to my guy, Mick Jenkins, where he was giving you big props in an interview that he and I had. You had us both breaking down bars in your song Dope Boy and Holla at Your Mans.
Salute, man. That's my guy, man. Salute, man. For real.
I mean, you obviously are a veteran in this. and you have all the folks that respect what you do. But what does recognition mean like that to you as a lyricist? Because he wasn't addressing it as listen to these funny lines. He was like, do you understand what he is saying?
Yeah.
And people looking at him like he one of the best lyricists, of his era. He's like, no, do y'all hear what he is saying? Make the white girl do yoga. He said, let me break it down. How does that feel, seeing that acknowledgement from the more traditional lyricists in the game?
Oh man, make a hustling ass nigga to be listening like that. He know what I'm talking about like that. But no, man, it is a blessing, bro. Like, cause that's what I do it for. It's a sport, bro. You know, we gotta be one of them ones. So I'm gonna always forever live on that, and that's what I do it for. It ain't about a dime, you know. Fame bring money, and that's great, but you gotta stick to what it is, and it's about the bars, bro. And the fans, what the fans like. I don't give a fuck what I gotta do. If I gotta have security out there, I'm meeting and greeting with the fans. I don't give a fuck. I love them. So it's really just about the bars, bro, and really tapping in like that, and really understanding what it is they want, or what they love about you. And I'm like, man, I ain't know hip hop is 50-something years old, right? 50 years old. We grew up with hip hop, and I'm learning as I go, and I'm learning how to be a vessel of hip hop. I'm an OG that break the game in the 40s. You feel me?
Man, but you doing that after already having a career that most folks look at and say like that's a successful career and somebody pursuing what they wanted. You play football from the age of 8 to 31 and even coach youth football.
Yeah.
Right? And if I'm not mistaken, you play center, right?
Center, born as motherfucker, man.
That sounds like me when I was playing baseball.
I had to stick out like a thumb. I had to show my ass. And I had to get downfield and block. I had to motherfucker get on screens, traps. Then I was going crazy, coming to the line, hype. Fuck you, I'm beating your ass. But I had to turn up. I had to be a different guy as a center because it was a no shine. I touch the ball much as the quarterback do, and I get no motherfucking stats.
Man, well, tell us a little bit about that part of your life. Do you feel like the discipline from football helped you in music, or are they two entirely different beasts? Because I've never played football.
Most definitely. Football, man, me traveling and football, playing professional football, playing college football, I never was late on tour. I was always 15 minutes ahead of time, except for that one time Raffy ass made me late.
He gonna never let
Brown didn't find me, but we was good. We were about 15 minutes late.
Right.
But no, I'm just saying though, like, it prepares me for so much. It's unified. Rap is unified. You gotta be a real one. Motherfuckers ain't unified, be crashing out. You gotta treat your teammates like family. You gotta know how to be in public. What to say on interviews. Not to be fake and none of that shit, but you always speak highly of people. You always respect people.
I think we got tech difficulties again. Make sure that y'all hitting the like button on the way in here. Hope you're enjoying the interview thus far. Make sure I highlight some of these as we're waiting for the connection to come back. Nah, Bruiser lines are so layered. Yes, they are. Yes, they are. We about the dividends. They see the magazine, forget what the issue is. Whoever take care of the witnesses get fringe benefits. We just in here quote. You don't mind us. We got you.
God, shit crazy, bro.
The tequila was 6 o'clock military time. Come on, man. I'm synonymous with the white girl. Ask Wendy. Let's go.
They're in there reciting that shit right now, bro.
They're reciting right now.
I'm reading. That's crazy. We're having technical difficulties with this bullshit phone, but
you were breaking down the discipline of football and how you were being on time, and that was kind of a consistent thing, and that found its way, I guess, into the way that you approach your career in music.
Yeah, football definitely helped me with discipline and how I was telling you about not being late 15 minutes early before teamings or motherfucking film sessions. studying, motherfucker, studying the greats and not being too prideful to think that you better than the greats or bigger than the greats. I can learn from everybody. I have no opponents, you know what I'm saying? It's all great competition.
Uh-oh. It's all good. It's all good. We'll wait a little bit. We'll wait a little bit. What other lines you got while we're waiting on this?
You know what I'm saying?
But the friendly competition is to sharpen steel and make you the people you're around make you better. You know, that's football, you know, not being pride and tricking yourself off the street to think you better than every motherfucking body, because everybody is good at something, bro. Better than what you is. You know, that's how God made it happen. And I just learned to work hard too from football. The more you do something, the more you motherfucking put work into something, the better you'll be at it. So
yeah.
Just in football too, you can be violent and crazy as hell on the field, but you can't fuck up off the field. You know, you can't do no dumb shit. You know what I'm saying? And that's just, you know, it's so many ways football helped me, bro. And I'm sorry about that, y'all.
My headphone popped out real quick. I heard the last thing I heard was you saying you can go crazy on the field, but you got to make sure that you're on point outside the field.
Yeah, for real. Can't be getting in trouble and shit and all that old dumbass shit. Can't be risking your family and taking chance, you know, dumb shit.
Yeah.
You got a career.
I was gonna say, let's talk about the Bruiser connection. You know, the Bruiser Brigade. How did you and Danny Brown first link up, and what made that relationship stick? Because we meet a lot of people in music.
Oh man, shit. Danny just one of them genuine cats. I did a song and with Ray, and then I was invited out to Bruiser Brigade Thanksgiving, and they liked it. But Danny loved my son dog food and shit, and he's like, bro, let's do something. Let me work with you, Danny. And you know, we grown, bro. You just don't dress every motherfucking body and all that. But he was so genuine, bro. My dog, one of the realest people I ever met, and he did everything he said he was gonna do. He never signed me the papers or none of that shit to, you know, make no money. He just wanted me to win, you know. And he just a real nigga, man, for real, a real one, you know. And once I got with him, he just always protect me, always make sure I do the right things. I can call him for advice. And once I got with him, man, we've been making great music, bro. You know, you mentor with it too, and it's crazy. Same, you're older than me, but you know, I learned so much from him. You know, what he been through, his repetition and this shit. You know, I respect it. And just working with him, bro. Got through him and did so many songs, bro. And motherfucker, genius, man.
Yeah, man. He introduced me to so many folks. You know, especially when I hear the word Bruiser, the first thing I think about is some of the first songs that I heard you got introduced to. That's me. Like I said, as a listener, I love hearing voices that are expressing the variety of emotions that come with the things that we write. And I feel like, once again, Detroit artists do that so well. Y'all specifically do it well. Bay Area artists do it well. But yeah, man, would you say that being a part of the collective, did it sharpen your pen, or did it add, I guess, any confidence to what you were doing, or reinforce? Because you had already been established at that point in terms of you were working on the first project at that time, right?
Yeah, but most definitely, JUS, Fat Ray, Keys, you know, Quinmad to God, you know, the success Danny has had. He's a phenom superstar, Skywalker, even Bob, Black Noise. You know, I walked into a house where success was already going, you know. I really, if you can see it, I'm like the kid. Now, I'm one of the oldest motherfuckers, but I'm like the kid that they let play with all the toys and shit. You know what I'm saying? I never had nothing when I went to the Bruiser. Shout out to BMO, shout out to Triple Black, and shout out to Dart Parker. You know, when I walked into something, it was already made. It was already done, you know. And I was happy to just join forces and make it happen, man. But I sharpen my pen so much. I learned so much business. I learned so much way to act, way to be, even with family. When you reach success or whatever, I watched Danny. You know, I learned how he is with people. You can't do so much when you like. I understand. I used to trip about. I know this motherfucker on Instagram. He famous. He rap. He don't even holler at people. Man, motherfuckers is busy, man. This shit is serious, bro. Like this shit ain't about social media. You know, motherfuckers. I don't even run my social media like I should. I try to tap in with my fans, but I'm just saying I learned how to be. I learned so much being at the Bruiser House.
Yeah.
You know, I learned how to, you know, survive with music and know the difference between dope money and motherfucking music money. Music money is lethargic. Then a motherfucker, you better wait monthly, motherfucker. But I'm just saying, I learned so much with my pen, just writing, being creative, not being fearless. Danny and them, the Bruiser don't give a fuck. We gonna rap about who he is, what it is, what you want.
Right.
And you know, and that's what we bring to it. But definitely sharpen my pen fucking with the Bruiser.
What would you say is the best piece of advice that you got from Danny?
When I first met him, he's like, dog, what you trying to do? I said, I'm trying to get off the street, make some money, and be famous to take care of my kids.
Right.
That nigga said, nah, nigga, what you talking about? What you really want? And he's like, what does this shit mean to you? I said, it's like my passion. He said, exactly. Nigga, that's gonna take care of everything. So that go back to you with the family, and should you put shit on the line and go do this to be a better artist? It's faith, you know what I'm saying? It's passion.
Right.
And then always go back to that conversation with him. I never pit money over real shit. You know what I'm saying? We struggle. I was in that bitch eating ham sandwich, but he gave me a platform to make myself bigger. I love him for that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's what it is.
Man.
That's what the biggest thing I learned, bro.
That's solid advice. I had one more question about the past. Before rap took off, you were running a landscaping business. Is that correct?
Starving like Marvin, Kurt, on that mother out there cutting grass. I was cutting grass front and back for you motherfuckers, $25.
Word. 20.
And they wasn't call, and they was playing me. I was waiting on payments and shit. It's $45, $50 now, shit. But no, I thought I was doing something positive. It was at a moment I was breaking away from being Big Wolf, trying to be a great father, lead the streets alone, you know, make my own company and work hard for, because all I know is working hard, bro, to get you something. And my father taught me how to cut grass at 8 years old, bro, the right way, you know. And I don't know. I just thought I could do that independently and be my own business owner. And I really took it serious and took that shit to another level, but I was too tired and I was too cheap, man, to motherfucking pay everybody. I wanted to make all the money. You know, I worked, I stayed in shape doing it, you know, and I stayed out of trouble fucking with it, you know. But you got to do that shit like all seasons, like in Michigan. You got to do winter, spring, summer, fall. And I'm doing just summer and shit, sweating like a motherfucker. And then, you know, I wish I could have did it better, but thank God for music, you know, got me up out of it. But I was trying to do something positive and, you know, be a reflection on my kids and shit. Be a business owner and shit.
Look, the one thing about this channel, you know, we call ourselves DIYers. You know, we don't take that. We don't take that loosely. We don't use that.
Do it yourself.
Do it yourself, because in the beginning, that's all you got. That's why I never buy when somebody says I got no fans. If they're an artist starting out, I said, then what are you? You not a fan?
I was serious. I'm a landscaper. I'm a business owner, bro. I do this shit.
But I did see in an interview you said as you were landscaping, you were even thinking like it's part of your DNA, basically saying that you were thinking about, well, maybe if we get a contract with the stadium here, and it's like that could be the next level of it.
Agriculture school, all kind of shit. I was really trying to take it there, like, you know. I was gonna design all motherfucking little league football fields or high school fields. I was serious, man, but I just thank God for, you know, I've still got that in my. I was able to show my little brothers. I was able to show my son. Maybe they'll take over. I got equipment for days. They can take over the company, you know. But it's just a blessing not to do wrong, man. And what we always raised up to do, we can do wrong to get the fat, you know. You know how it is.
I know. I mean, and you've been able to experience different eras of, like you said, being able to get yourself right, and then things don't go according to plan, and get yourself all these times of getting back on your feet. You know, my question, this is more of a personal question. You know, what kept you going? Because now when I contrast it to what's going on now, like, folks is excited about this merch. They're looking to buy your album. They say we're gonna stream, but we looking to buy the CD that's sitting on the merchandise, which, by the way, go check out the link that's pinned at the top of the chat in the description. They want to genuinely support what you got going, because they want to hear more of it, and you keep supplying it. You know, what helps you to stay grounded and grateful now that things are going the way that you envision them?
Oh man, when I see the people of alike a kind, and they think, and for people to purchase, people to come visit, the people, like I went on tour 26 states, and I met a lot of fans, and I learned that everybody grow up just like us. Like, in a certain sense, it might not be as bad, or they mama might wasn't a dolphin, they mama was an alcoholic, or their father wasn't there, or single home. Like, they can relate, you know. It just keep me going to know that, bro. Like, it's people out there with the same story, you know. It just, man, it's a blessing to see that shit, bro. To see that people is just like you, same walks of life, but different type of shit, you know. It just keep me going, bro. It just motivates me, bro. And I keep growing and growing with shit, because as long as it's real, it's gonna be real, bro. Not to get off that shit, but you ask some deep ass questions in it.
Yeah, I hope I'm not being intrusive. This is what I try to make sure that these feel very unique.
It's 100, man, and I want to answer it the right way. I want to answer it the way that I feel, you know, and that's the way I feel. You answer. I know that's, dog. You do the same shit I do. We're inspiring artists. You know what I'm saying? I can hear the questions, bro. You know.
Because I know what it's like to be in an interview. I know what it's like to be in an interview, and they asking me stuff they could have Googled. And I'm like, what is the purpose of me being here right now? I value your time.
Yeah. No.
What are your inspirations?
Man. It's 100, because I'm talking through you, through my peoples. Like, my peoples is here to see me, the people that respect what I do. So I want them to have everything, and I don't want to leave them off. And you know, I love interviews, but your interview, bro, we kicking it. I'm blown. You know what I'm saying? I don't give a fuck. You know what I'm saying? We kicking it.
Come on.
But I want my people to know. I know they watching. I want my people to know that, you know, this shit is all real. It's the same way. And a lot of people that fuck with me and my music, they artists too. And they trying to come up too. And I know, and I get it. And if I don't be able to reach y'all, be able to touch y'all, I respect y'all and love y'all. But I know y'all struggle. I know y'all journey.
Yeah.
So, you know, I get it. I
was going to say, whether or not you connect to them specifically, whoever it is, that the folks that are watching, I think there's a ripple effect. There's a domino effect of what you're doing in the era that you're doing it, and that you're redefining what evolution looks like, specifically for the category of rapper, right? Because in every other genre, artists are allowed to age gracefully without criticism or ridicule. They're able to, you know, be a rock band that's been this rock band for a missed amount of time. In rap, they want to put all these stigmas and things, but I feel like we've seen over the last few years specifically more artists that are like, no, I got more stories to share with you. I always talk to the audience and I say, imagine 200 years from now when people are doing research on what this time period was about and who were some of the wisest voices in our circles. They only hearing from 20, 25, and that's no disrespect to the younger heads, but it's like you said, they got so much more wisdom to attain that we've been blessed to be around and learn from. So your art is important, is what I'm basically saying, man. We all stay inspired by you.
Not to cut you off, and I'm glad you said that, because I want to touch a point. Like say hip hop, 50 plus years, right? We in our 40s, right? We grew up with it. We really was understanding that 8 years old, 7 years old,
right?
You know, and you know, if you get the conversation, oh, hip hop dead. How do hip hop live on? You know, it's about studying it. So if we say, oh, our rap, the old rappers, even the great ones that made platinum hits and everything, we exclude them just for the young voice, you know. And I ain't got nothing. I love the young shit. That's what thrive, because that's what's listening. Ain't no old motherfucker got time. They providing and trying to work and time to keep up. You know what I'm saying? So I get it, but it can't. Hip hop can't rely on that. Hip hop can't rely on it being about a young dude because he don't understand. I just told you I grew up with hip hop. I grew up with it. You know, I was 6 years old when it was developed, or 7. You know, however I was a baby. But if we have a new guy come up and he rap right now, a new guy, a 17, 18-year-old, what hip hop does he understand that we all been listening to for all these decades, right? How do we understand it? It's got to be somebody he got to listen to. So, yeah, we listen to Jay. Yeah, we listen to Nas. We listen to everybody and all of that. But that ain't hip hop. Got to have within, bro. Like it ain't music. Ain't no age. You know, I ain't saying that because I'm some old nigga trying to get on right now. You know what I'm saying?
Well, we don't get that energy from what you. We don't get that.
Yeah,
energy
I'm saying that because I grew up with it. I grew up with it, so I know what to say. When y'all hearing them punchlines, I'm like, damn, he keeps saying these bars. Because that's what hip hop is. You know what I'm saying? And, not to say, you know, to get off what y'all doing. Y'all want to do drill music. Y'all want to be the flyest niggas. You know, whatever. I talk about a few cases. You know, I don't care as long as it's hip hop, as long as it's music, as long as we never degrade it. We never make it go down. Like it can't. It's got to be enhanced. Now I don't know if they can understand what I'm saying. It ain't about schooling y'all about hip hop and understand who the fuck KRS-One is. I'm saying understand what hip hop is. We can't let it get tricked off like where it's just a gimmick. It got to be bars. So I grew up with it, and you know how do the players in the NBA when they grow up I know motherfuckers shooting threes like now because it's Steph Curry, but they got to get to the basket too because it wasn't always a 3-point line, you know.
Hit that mid range. Like they got to figure out how to fix it up. Yeah,
and that's just what it come with, man. I love hip hop, and I'm here for that, and I cherish it because I am one of the only dudes to break into the game at my age. You know, I love it. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah, I
just want that to be the understanding of hip hop. Like, you know, when you was just saying your question, great fucking question again, Kurt. You know,
I'll tell you that's what I appreciate most about what you do with your music is that it still feels fresh. It still feels new. Every release feels like there's something new that you want the audience to know, or a different look on an idea that you've talked about with the wisdom that comes along with it. And I think a lot of artists, and I'm speaking more so to my peers, is that they kind of get stuck in their ways and they don't want to learn from some of the younger artists that are showing them like if LeBron understands this, right? And I keep using him as an example because he understands like, oh, I see this generation of hoopers, they don't defend this way, or they don't defend. Okay, cool. Well, let me go ahead and make sure that I got a perimeter game and make sure that I attack this. I think there's wisdom that comes along with this, but a lot of my peers kind of get stuck in, I like this era of rap, and I'm only going to sound like a carbon copy of this era of rap, and you don't hear evolution in what they're doing. So that's why I think it's so important. It's so impressive what you do because, we need to see examples. They need to see examples too of what it's going to look like, what it could potentially look like if somebody is just as excited about the song that they're getting ready to make as opposed to what they made. Right.
And it's all about bringing what you bring to the game. You said that earlier, like nobody do this, nobody that. I wonder why nobody. Well, shit, I supposed to do it. You know, you said it earlier, but you know, we don't want to be doing the same shit, man. You know what I'm saying? It's, what do you bring to it? What can you bring to hip hop? Who are you? I don't want to be trying to prove myself to be the illest street nigga in the world. I'm rap just like that, just like everybody else, but I'm gonna show you I do better. No, man. You know, like I don't know how to explain that shit, but that's how I look at it from that perspective, bro. You know what I'm saying? Being different and shit.
I had some wise words from somebody who, you know, I greatly respect their approach to lyricism, and they told me in confidence, they said, you know, don't be so obsessed to impress, and don't forget that the goal of this is to not only reflect, but also to be to gain, for people to gain understanding of a perspective only you could give. Because I think there's a lot of that sometimes where it almost becomes performative. Like I can't imagine after seeing all these people putting punchlines of what you're doing, how disruptive it can be if a thought comes to your mind and says, damn, how do I outdo this one? Or how do I give him another one of these? Like I can't even imagine you thinking in that way, because that to me seems like it's part of the ingredients of what keeps your art fresh.
Yeah, and I'm glad you said that too, because the last album, like, oh, motherfucker ain't give me a mama was a dope fiend, but I gave you Waiting in the Lobby, right? So this time I give you Overlooks. My brother even said it. He like, bro, like, I ain't gonna lie to you, I love everything, but that shit wasn't vulnerable as Mama Was a Dope. Hell no, it don't. You only get one mama. It can't be another Mama Was a Dope thing. You know what I'm saying? I can't give. You know what I mean? It's so many ways you can be critiqued about it, but if you're a real fan, you understand it. You will look and say like, damn, the lady. We gonna say Alex Haley or McMillan. What I forgot her name? Terry McMillan. When you reading the book, it ain't gonna be the same, bro. If you want that same book, go look at that one. Because if I keep doing the same book, then you're gonna say, hey, you're doing the same shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm evolving, like, so, like, every book is different. I want to be different. I want to show y'all my growth. And the growth was different, being able to perform with different producers and shit. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, do it that way and still show you. But,
yeah,
you know, I love being critiqued. It makes me better. Like, I owe Fatano, I owe him some shit for when he reviewed Dope Game Stupid. He's like, yeah, it's just dope. You know, he's different, but we need a little groove. Like I said, damn, he right. I should be right, because I thought to myself, I should be writing more hooks. So my Stories Got Stories came. I wrote more hooks. He loved it. It's real. His review's real. You know, I don't care what nobody say. I fuck with Fatano. I fuck with Pitchfork. You know what I'm saying? I didn't get the last review, but before, you know, I live for it. You know, I live for the reviews to see what they're gonna say. Yeah. Because I'm writing for it. You know, and you know, I just learned from that, bro. And I just try to elevate my pen every time, bro. Like I don't wanna what's the sense of me writing the same shit? What do you want me to write another My Story Got Story? You want me to hold on, you want me to write another Dope Game Stupid? So you want to make another song about my mom? Well, come on, bro. Like, you know, let me tell you about how you guys have affected my life and made my life different with writing. How I don't have to sell drugs to be happy to survive and provide for my kids. Let me tell you about how I could be a better dad with just rapping and just surviving off streaming checks, you know, and surviving off features. And I ain't have to do all that crazy. Like, it's so much more to life, bro. You know, it's so much more to this shit, and I love it like this, bro.
It's interesting because I think I heard Danny Brown say the same thing, and that, you know, I couldn't believe that I was looking at a Twitter timeline where they were like, I need you to get back to your Molly era. And I think his reaction was like, this is my life. What is you talking about? Get back to that so you can be satisfied as a listener. That's where I start fighting back. Like, that brother is in a great space. Let him, like, if you can't see the joy just as a human being, that somebody's in a space where they're like, this is the me that I wanted to get to, and it took me a lot of work to get there. It's crazy because to your example, they would say, it's kind of like the original, but it's not quite there. Or they'll say, you know, my problem with you is that you don't evolve. So it's going to always be an issue no matter what you do to satisfy them.
Yeah, somebody can say, and this funny part is I haven't. That's why I know Potluck is so great, because I haven't heard no bullshit about Potluck. Shout out to my fans. They're going to keep it 1,000 with me, 100. You like they saying, you know. But the fans we have, the fans Danny had, they understand and they respect growth, bro. You know what I'm saying? That was Danny's vulnerability to get himself and be right. You don't give a shit what, because the fans going to say whatever the fuck they want to say, you know. Right. But people that's tapped in are going to enjoy. They're going to enjoy their music. They're going to enjoy their growth. You know what I'm saying? Because it's a story. You only can be detailed with what somebody going through in life. You know, we writing real shit. Everything that man write is real about his life. You know what I'm saying? Right. So it's a story that's tapped into his life. Why would you want anybody to rush music to make some bullshit? You know? And everything I write is real. It's from the life. I don't care if I'm embarrassed myself. I don't care if you think it's funny. None of that shit. You know what I'm saying? Because I know your ass go through it too, motherfucker.
Come on.
This life, we human.
And look, that's why I love that example that Evidence said of the vitamin and the brownie. Like the brownie gives you the opportunity. Like I know that y'all back here because of this, and this. That's the low hanging fruit. That's the outer layer. But I'm gonna make sure you get this vitamin. I'm gonna make sure you get this vitamin because that's what's gonna leave you saying, you know what? I need to go out to the show. I need to go invest. You know what? I need to get my life right. I need to reflect on these things. My responsibilities as a dad or whatever you're talking about. I think those are the things that end up sticking with people. What do you think, especially since your audience is so in tune with everything that you're doing? What would you say on the opposite end is the most misunderstood thing about Bruiser Wolf?
That's a good one right there. I just think like maybe my relationship with my mom is misunderstood because of the song So Powerful. I wasn't saying the song to talk about my mom. And you know, motherfuckers got alcoholics. They got everybody. Like my mom was she just kept it from us. We didn't know. I learned as I went back to take care of her and my brothers and shit, what was going on in history. I had to learn it. I didn't know as a kid. I just didn't know. She wasn't around, you know. I don't mean that my mom wasn't a mother. I don't mean my mom loved me. I don't mean that I didn't learn nothing from her. I learned so much from my mom.
Yeah.
That could be one thing misunderstood about me. And being funny, being a comedian type rapper. Like I'm glad I make you motherfuckers laugh and all that because I don't want to be subtle as a serious rapper and shit. You know, I'm happy y'all made me elevate my pen to be some type of humor to understand the lightning of some shit that's serious. So I think them two things probably misunderstood about me. And shit, my stage age is 33.
My stage age is 33. I like, I will drop that. Yeah, cause you be seeing somebody, the funniest thing in the world, and I ain't trying to get on nobody who learning. The funniest thing in the world is when you see somebody that rap over every one of their vocals and still be out of breath. How you run out of breath and you following the lyrics?
Oh my God. Hey, I be saying that shit too. Like I first thought that's another thing that the Bruiser Brigade helped me with. Danny helped me with. This is why Danny's still that guy. Dog, when you do performances and you do live performances, you never perform over your track, bro. You always go live, bro. Your verse is live, word for word. Like they coming to pay you to see you do this shit you did.
Not karaoke.
You know what I'm saying? They say, yeah, we gonna fucking just play YouTube in the car, bro. You know. But he taught me that, and when he taught me that shit, this is one of the biggest things I learned. When I got there, I'm like, yeah, I rap on fuck y'all. I'm rapping shit. I got this shit. They're like, nah, nigga, perform it live. Perform it live. So once I did that, I'm like, oh shit, that's why I practiced every morning, 45-minute set. And shit, I be switching it up, fucking up on purpose so I can get better. That's the football shit, but that's what that shit taught me. You'll run out of breath trying to keep up with what the fuck you recorded, bro. You better figure out how to fucking rap live, man. These fans deserve it. And I'm thankful. Like these motherfuckers think this shit ain't no auto-tune. This is my real shit. I gotta drink throat coat, motherfucker. I gotta drink lemon and honey. You know. I'm gonna give you a show every time you pay me. I ain't coming out there to fucking let the track rap for me. No, I might have some ad-libs, but I'm going word for word. That's what I learned too. You made me think about that shit with that out of breath shit.
Yeah, I'm about to say, you say my rider look different than y'all. My rider's a little bit different than y'all. I need my lemon. I need everything that's going. I need some tea.
Fuck them hot Cheetos. Fuck all them snacks. Give me some blueberry. Hey, give me some blueberry for my memory. You know what I'm saying? Give me some blueberries for my memory. I want some honey for my throat, and I want some throat coat. If y'all got that,
yeah.
I don't want. You got some fruit? Cause I'm coming to sweat. I need a towel. I'm good, bro. I don't want none of that goofy ass shit. Motherfuckers be having on their riders.
I learned it firsthand. We went on tour with Murs in 2013, and I learned it firsthand when I saw his writer, and I'm like, "What you got? Celery and carrots and ranch?" And I was like, "What you doing?" I said, "Where the liquor at? Where the Fireball? Where did he had like he probably had like one bottle of liquor. I forget which one it was, but he had one bottle, and everything else was just vegetables." And I was like, "He was like, you gonna get it." Especially when you start getting like Denver, where the altitude is different. He's like, "You gonna understand why you can't eat what you want and drink what you want." So,
bro, I'm going to a show, bro, and I got butterflies about fucking up on words. My motherfucking, you talking about football? I got oranges, bananas, motherfucking blueberries, motherfucking throat coat honey. I got all the focus shit. You motherfuckers got some cognitives type shit too for me. Like Danny told me that shit too. You go to Danny shit, got Red Bull, man, little Red Bulls, you know, Celsius type shit. It's, you know, he all fruit, bro.
No, but Danny,
motherfuckers. I didn't see some crazy riders. Hennessy, motherfucker. I think where was I at? Shout out to High Tech. My dogs, High Tech, they had the Hennessy and they motherfucking rider. I'm like, man, I'm gonna give me one too. Fuck it.
Look, all I know is I seen Danny Brown during that Triple X run back in like 2011, 2012, and I seen him live at like the Smokeout Fest or wherever it was at, and I'm like, I seen him take down a cigarette and have better breath control than people who is full on vegans. I said, how the hell he got the breath, and he got a very animated voice, so he using a lot of air from them. So I look,
that nigga in shape now too. That nigga been working out. So before when I was on tour, I guess he was fat. He was about 30 pounds heavy. But I have never ever seen like it was a whole learning experience, man. Danny go rock a fucking show, bro.
Yeah, he
like
is.
Word for word.
Yeah. Oh, I think the connection going out again. I want to try to highlight some of these lyrics that y'all got here to wrap this up. But man, it's a hell of a show. I want to respect your time, man. First of all, round of applause for
how much we talk all day, Kurt. We kicking it, Kurt. You know what I'm talking about?
We gonna do that. That's gonna happen. I already can tell. Plus, I'm excited about the opportunity to produce something for you. But I'm here. I'm here in full support in whatever capacity I can, whether it's with the channel, whatever you got, just let me know. It's always a home here. With that said, man, of course. So with that said, my last question, I actually two questions, if you don't mind, if you get on time.
No, we good.
Okay, so if Dope Game Stupid was your intro and Potluck is your expansion, what do you think the next chapter looks like for you? I know it's too early because you're pushing this project, but what do you think the next chapter looks like for you?
Oh man, there's no ceilings, bro. I want to rap about everything and anything. I don't want to be, I want to make metaphors about anything you can think of, bro. And just want to just expand my brand and be bigger than what you expect. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Something I gotta do, bro. For real. No dreams, no wishes, just only faith in making this thing happen,
Yeah. And you're doing that, man. What's one artist, dead or alive, that you'd consider a dream collaboration?
Oh shit. It don't have to be rap, it can be any artist.
Any artist.
Oh shit, that's easy money. Give me a track with Michael Jackson.
True. Oh yeah, you going? Let's go. I ain't ever got to do another thing in my life after that. I could take 4 years off. What you mean?
Bruiser Wolf make the fiends say Jumba Jumba Jay. Jumba Jumba. The fiends make Jumba Jumba Jay. You know how that might get.
That collaboration. That I think that's now one of my dream collaborations. You and Michael Jackson. I can imagine him calling you.
The fiends saying Jumba Jumba Jay.
I can just imagine him calling you like, Bruiser Wolf. I was listening to Metaphor and the thing that you said about angels had me cracking up for hours. I can just imagine that shit going down. That shit would have you in tears. Look,
I always had the white girl, Bruiser Wolf. I always had the white girl.
Wait. Did you ever see the lore around him saying he had like a code that he spoke? Michael Jackson had a code that he spoke with his bodyguards when he was like, I want some fish. I see some fish. You ever hear about that?
No, I just heard about it.
You gotta watch the video. I don't want to ruin it for you, but basically, he would tell whenever he saw like groupies, he'd be like, "It's a nice fish selection out here. I'd like to get some fish. I see a fish."
Mike was
microwave, making sure he got all of the.
Mike had any pickings he wanted, bro. What? Mike was that guy. Niggas talk with that dumb ass shit.
He was him. Look, we got some folks who want to give you all the love in here because I told him, I said, yo, give me some of your favorite lines. I'm gonna try to get to as many as I can. Line on top of line. This is what it equals. On.
They caught that. I was waiting on somebody to catch it. I didn't think they caught that one. I started off early.
It's Do or Die Po Pimp. About my scratch like catnip. Told Craven like Colin. These boys Kaepernick. Oh
shout out to Zach Fox. Yep. Yeah.
He said the big normie. I told her to do the same if she gets stopped by the authorities. Oh, we had that one the other day. I was like,
that's one of my favorite runs from Potluck right there. That's one of my favorite ones. It's so basic, but it's for real though.
It's not basic because most folks will go straight for the obvious one. Like I told her to be quiet, like she talking to the authorities. You talked around that. How does your mind in that moment? Are you thinking about the word that came before it that rhymes? Or are you thinking about you just had that in mind that you wanted to?
I'm like, it can mean that too. It can mean that. That's how I'm thinking. I'm thinking nuts like that. I'm thinking like, what the? It's like a chess player. Oh, the fans thought that, but what if they think this? That's the fun part of it. That's how I'm always like. It's Tundra music. The next album, Tundra music. Fuck. No, I'm just.
I had work all the time. I couldn't call off. Pitch it. They hit it. Walk off.
Facts. She didn't think. Think I had a schedule. Like, no, I couldn't really call off. We need the money or you gonna go crazy if I don't get the money, you dumbass bro. So I gotta get the money. So I don't have a schedule. And when I pitch it, they hit it. I walk off. I be home.
Slow it down. I'm whipping in the kitchen with Kane. I'm different. My wrist ain't the same.
It's not. I can't believe this shit coming like this.
I sold dust when I was down on my luck. They questioned my practice. I'm Bubba Chuck.
Shout out to Allen Iverson. AI. You know what I'm talking about?
It's a coincidence how events coincide, but nevertheless, my coins have arrived. It's just like there's certain lines only you could deliver because we need it to be done in the Bruiser Wolf way.
Oh man, that one right there. That was crazy. I almost forgot about that one.
Independently, there's a chance the rapper might succeed. Now, L.A. Russell is as powerful as L.A. Reid.
I was thinking about that one, boy. That one heavy right there. You see L.A. Russell so much, you gotta make a punchline about him in your motherfucking phone.
Yeah. When it's beef,
shout out to Chance the Rapper too, man. You know what I'm saying? Giving us the wave, bro. You know, we independent rappers. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. It's a fun period to be independent. When it's beef, I eat with asparagus. I find a wine to pair with it. The world is my oyster. You better learn how to shuck.
Yeah, you better learn how to shuck. Find a bill on a duck.
In the trenches, hustling out there just because I got a buzz. When I walked in the room, sex store, nothing but butt plugs. Like it's something that's not ordinary. It's a different spot. Why is the plug here? Everywhere I met a plug, it was nowhere posted. Like, why the fuck is we here, bro? This is bingo for old women, man. Why we here, bro? You know, so that's what came from that. You know, come on, I'm only do a few more because, like I said, I want to respect your time. But stop pretending you catch.
I ain't got no time. I told you I ain't got to pick the kids up. They good.
Oh yeah, my bad. I gotta sign that. Stop pretending you catching feelings. It's like nerve. It's
nerve
like
in it.
Nerve in starting rumors didn't play the victim.
That's how these petty friends be.
The Smith got
to talk about
crutches. Go ahead.
You got them all. Is they saying all this shit or you just your shit?
No,
that's crazy. Salute to motherfucking fans. Y'all got bars too for understanding this shit. I tried to make this shit over y'all head.
We can't
clean the money down my bank account filthy. I see you, my guy. What up, Umar's burner?
I'm glad we got this because these are lines that I'm like, I know my audience listen to lyrics. Used to wash my clothes in the sink and air dry them. First nigga that cooked up dope in the air fryer. Every day it's a new scandal whipping whiskeys. Jack Daniels.
Jack Daniels. That's one of the illest ones on there too.
See, he said, who hard is me? Hammer on my hip. I do carpentry. Put a few nails through your arteries. Pardon me.
Omar's burner. Send him a catalog. That guy knows this shit. He knows it. He tapped in. You understand, my baby? I fucks with you.
Maybe did you say you had something that you wanted to share? You wanted to share with us? You said you had something that you say.
Oh, something fun.
No, you say I thought you said something. Maybe I heard that wrong, but I thought you said something like you had something that you either wrote or you wanted to share with us. I forgot you. Maybe I read that wrong.
Who, me?
Yeah, you. Yeah, you thought you had something for us.
Oh shit!
I could be
whipping one girl, turn by turn. When it hot, when it dry, it hard up like sperm. I ain't trying to cheat again. It's hard for me to win. I told my bitch these hoes sneaking in. I took advantage of opportunities they took for granted, and now they can't stand it. We're just married on the bumper in front of the grill. Love the white girl so much, put her in my will. Couldn't let go of the pot, I was stubborn. Now I use a brick oven, dough doubling, I feel like Trump indeed. Hoes shooting a shot in my ear until it bleed. My rhymes complex, like apartments. Lyrics fire, this is Barson. Pair trees with the partridge. Have an auction, but you can never find a better offer. These hoes want me to see their cleavage, so they press them up against the window when we leaving. But I work until exhaustion. Oh's a boy, that's a mosh pit. The white girl, the prize pick. The sad bitch in my biopic. Talking dope is my niche. I'm trying to stretch and fuck up a batch. I'm on Google Maps, trying to find out where they do that at. Yeah, I'm getting chickens off. The fluid in the pot, that ain't chicken broth. That broke smell, you can't rinse it off. COVID symptoms, the doc say, I ain't got no sense at all.
Yeah.
My call was in a missed call. I cleaned up and butlers can't believe I made it this far. Well, artificial intelligence couldn't help none of you niggas with street smarts. Where there's no obscurity about my job security. Wolf got the game in shock. No, he is not the same old bot. I talk in third person a lot because the verse is Hebrew makes him a god. And up here, the oxygen different, the moxie different, the aura of someone who really lived it. You want to know how I acquire grams? I left the show. I left the show in the red truck with white hose. I'm a fireman. Where I'm from, it's baller rapping. A bunch of Kendrick Lamar Jacksons. My life's a movie. Will I make it to the big screen? A 2B. I'm in a cloud where God's be. Kurt, my nigga, this is Godspeed.
Yeah.
I be real like Cosby. And you should already know if you spell my name backwards. Now you got flow. Bruiser. Like. Have fun.
Come on. Like, look. As LaRussell says, it's different. It's different. It's different when you're writing from a place of passion. When you write, like, I love listening to your music because it don't sound like you trying to impress nobody. Don't sound like you trying to do anything except for tell the stories that move you.
We're having fun, man. It's a sport. What we gonna do, man? The fuck, bro. Come on now. We could all make hat and cat shit, you know?
Yeah. Man, that pen is serious. I told you, ladies and gentlemen, Bruiser Wolf in the building. I cannot thank you enough for your transparency, your vulnerability, and just giving us a lot of insight. Because man, you could have went to a whole lot of different platforms, but you coming here means a lot, especially because, like I said, we're DIYers, we're independent artists, and us seeing, you know, the ingredients and all the things that go into the success. It either humbles some people or it inspires the right people. And I think you do a great combination of all that, man.
I appreciate you, Kurt, man. I'm thankful for your platform. Nigga, don't forget to send me them beats.
You know, you done gave me a new mission now. You done gave me a new mission. What you mean?
Ain't no need a feature, nigga, but you talking about.
Ain't a big Les, I need a feature. What you mean? That's crazy. Look, I was listening today. I listened today in the car. I was like, I really want to work with him, but I hadn't heard whether you like the batch of the beats or whatever you heard. But no, truth be told,
that genuine, real hard. That shit hard, bro.
Come on,
I ain't gonna lie. I'm not lying.
Yeah, say less. So now they about to get some live streams of me cooking up beats for Bruiser Wolf. That's gonna happen now. Now they about to be like, oh, that's what you making? Yeah, that's what I'm making. That's what I'm making. Man, we stay inspired by you. We appreciate your time. We appreciate your words and your art. Some final words in terms of where you want to send people to. Where do you want their attention to be right now? The project is out. Y'all are doing an amazing job making sure that the music is getting to the right people. The people are gravitating towards it. What you want the folks to know, where you want to send them, and all that good stuff.
Oh man, y'all make sure y'all download the music. Y'all definitely get prepared for this shit I got coming. This for the summer here in the top of August. Me and Sheefy McFly, Pusher and Painter. You know what I'm saying? And man, shit, y'all do what y'all doing. Y'all doing a hell of a job. I love every last one of y'all. I appreciate y'all. Go get that potluck. And man, fuck with your boy Bruiser Wolf, man. I love y'all.
Easy work. Easy work. We appreciate you one more time for Bruiser Wolf. DIYers. There it is. Definitely make sure you hit the like button on the way out. I'll keep the interview up so you guys can go back through it. I'll timestamp it at some point in time, but we appreciate you so much. And look at them. They already saying Flocation. Look, don't forget the merch. Oh, yeah. Don't forget. Andrew Barber said, don't forget the merch.
The merch. How could I? That's how we're going to survive. Get the merch. Huh? And next, right now, I want to shout out to John, one of the illest CEO. I love you, bro. Shout out to Harry Fraud. Shout out to Sango. Shout out to Sheefy McFly. Shout out to Knowledge. Shout out to Raffy. Shout out to Greg Zola. Shout out to my guys, dog. Shout out to everybody, dog, that's making this happen. It's all love, man. You already know. Bruiser Brigade. Shout out to Danny. You already know, my guy.
There it is. DIYers, I appreciate y'all as always. Share the content, all that good stuff. I'll be chopping it up, making small pieces of content for you guys to consume in other places. But man, as always, you always got a home here at Curtis King TV. We appreciate you. We look forward to building with you, continuing to building with you, man. And best of luck with everything you got planned.
Kurt, 100. Much love.
All right, peace out, everybody.
DIYers,
if you enjoyed this content, make sure that you hit the like button and maybe even consider subscribing. Come on, man. Stop being greedy. Peace.